Okay, let's go ahead and get this party started. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I appreciate your help as a host for upcoming COCAcon. It's almost here and we're getting real excited and kind of, that nervous laughter. Uh-oh, here we go. Basically what I wanted to do is, can everybody see my, my Google Drive with the, okay, great. Basically, even though you're a host and not going to need to access speakers' presentations, I did want to point out, I'm going to give you access to this with a link, but on this very front page of this 2020 speaker presentations and bios folder, you'll see here host, tech, and responsibilities list. I think this is, maybe this is the one that I sent you guys in the email last week. Last week was a long time ago, so I can't remember, but okay. So this, I really just tried to spell it out, maybe a little more detailed for you, just for you to make sure you're not calling in right at the last minute of the hour before the actual Zoom session starts. Get to know the speaker that you're going to be introducing before the actual day comes that you have to do that. All of the speakers' bios are in the virtual conference platform. So I hope each of you have had a chance to confirm your registration and been able to look at all of the speakers and the presentations that we've got uploaded there. Has everybody done that, or does anybody have any questions or problems in doing that? Okay. All right. So what I would like to do is for you to access the speaker's bio from that platform. I think that would be the easiest way for you. And then that way you don't have to wait on me to send you the actual speaker's bio, but you can go into the platform and see on the menu bar on the left, you should be able to see speakers and then find the person that you will be introducing, and their bio is listed there. Okay, so there's this. One of the things that I thought was a really good suggestion that Tara had made was, you're kind of like the MC of the Zoom call, of the session. And so I want you to think of yourself in that way. And your job is to kind of keep that presentation moving, help the speaker, of course, if there's anything that you need to point out with somebody, if they have their hand raised in a session, or if somebody's asking a question in the chat box. The other thing is that you can do to help keep this session moving is to maybe look in advance what the presentation is about and come up even with 2 or 3 different questions that maybe you can ask to fill in case the audience or the attendees don't have a question. I think sometimes people are not, maybe don't know what to ask, or maybe they're don't want to speak on a Zoom call. I get that. But even if you have a couple of questions in your back pocket that you could pose to the speaker, I think that it could even generate more questions and discussion for the session for the speaker. Any questions about that? Tara, did you have anything you want to interject in regards to that, or anything in regards to being a host for a session?
Yeah, so just to echo, you said it perfectly, Jennifer, having a couple questions prepared, and even how I do it. So I gave an example when we were at camp, and we had somebody at the zoo and they were walking around and there were a bunch of kids on, and the person said, "Are there any questions?" And there was, dead silence. And so I just posed a random question. What's the bear's name? And he talked, and then the kids started to get the idea, oh, okay, I can speak. And so it just kind of shows the attendees, go for it, ask questions, ask anything. And it just kind of makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. And you can even say, if you don't have any questions, or if you don't want to speak, you can put it in the chat and I'll read it out for you. But opening it up for questions, giving it a couple seconds, nobody does, then throw out one of your questions. And it could be a super basic question, but just giving them almost like confidence that they can, speak in this new platform. And like Jennifer said, just being the MC, if there's awkward silences, sometimes you just gotta, respond to what the speaker is doing or saying, and it makes the speaker feel a little bit more comfortable. And then the attendees be like, oh, this is how it works. Okay, I can hop onto this. So it's like you're the MC of a show. So that's what I've experienced. And it's been extremely helpful. It's better for the attendees' experience and then even the speaker's experience. So.
Yeah, thank you. And one other thing I did want to note, we do have a significant number of speakers that are, on what I would say from the outside world of COCA, who are not part of our members. So they're not going to be as familiar with our audience and our attendees. So just keep that in mind. When you're reading about the person that you're going to introduce, it may be somebody who we've never had before as a speaker from, the ACA camping world, or just on the outside in general. One of the other things I wanted to mention is, and I know you guys will all be on time because you're all camp people. We know how important it is to operate on a schedule, but please do be on time. It will be the responsibility of the techie to call in 20 minutes prior to the session begins, and I would like the host to arrive 15 minutes before the session starts. We definitely, want to start on time, just as we have tried to show this summer with all the presentations that COCA has hosted. We're going to try to emulate that as best as possible, staying on time. So you will also be the timekeeper of the session. So make sure you have a watch handy to do that, and start at the top of the hour by welcoming everybody, introducing yourself. And then depending on if there's multiple speakers, I would do a very brief introduction for speakers if you have more than one person that you're going to have to introduce. I think that it would be okay to introduce them, give the camp that they're with, of course, and maybe their title or their role within their organization, just to keep it very brief so we don't take time away from the presentation. So that's what I would say there. And I'd already mentioned monitoring the chat box like we usually try to do. Also, the speaker will prompt the techie to launch the poll at the end of the session, but if that's something that you may need to remind the techie about, so just keep that in mind. Every single session has a closing poll of this is considered our survey of the session. So we definitely want to make sure that our attendees know that we're going to have this poll at the end of the session, and we would love it if they can remain on the session till the very end in order to give us the feedback about the session. So that's something that you would want to mention, of course, at the beginning of the session, that we will have a closing poll.
Jen, excuse me. Did you say you've shared this document out?
Yes, I think this is the one I sent. If it's not, I will definitely send it to you guys.
I mean, I have one, but it's much abbreviated
Okay.
from this that was sent.
Okay.
I don't have anything that was shared.
Okay, all right. I will definitely share this with everyone. And then going back, also, let me show you, hold on. One more thing. Bear with me a minute as I pull this up. I'm still in learning mode here.
I am too. Don't worry, Jennifer.
I think everybody is, right? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so on this, at the beginning of this shared Google link that I'm going to send you that has this host and techie responsibilities, there are also some other, I think some notes that have been put together. Can you guys see this? Important notes for hosts and techies. Okay, maybe is this the one that I sent? Maybe not. But anyway, just to reiterate, I said a minute ago that their bios are on the virtual conference platform. Just look through these notes, and I may expand on these notes a little bit here within the next week, especially as things come to light in regards to maybe specific sessions or things like that. But when I give you access to these folders, so let's just take one for example. Can you guys see my speaker presentation and bios folders? Okay. So you see the dates of the conference, November 10th, 11th, and 12th. So let's just go to November 10th. You'll see they're broken down by the times of the sessions based on Eastern time. So I'm going to go to noon, and then within that folder, you'll see all 4 of the actual sessions that are there. And the reason I want to give you guys access to it is, you know, as we've learned, a lot of different things can happen on a Zoom call. Somebody can lose internet. What if our techie goes down and loses their internet connection, but our host is still on there? So you're even going to have access to the presentation. So I'm going to go to this third one here. You'll see they're in here by track. For example, FD is the fundraising track. That's the one that's a recorded session. And then MD, of course, is our medical CEU session. And number 3 is PR for programming, and 4 is OP for operations session. So I'm going to go to this Breaking Borders file folder, and in it you will see notes that the speaker has given to me, and these might be specific for just the techie, but please do look at that. Okay, and then here's the actual presentation PDF file that you would have access to that, and then this is the actual welcome slide that the techie will be showing with our housekeeping notes there. Okay, any questions about that? I hope it's pretty self-explanatory. And then here is, here are notes. So just so you know, some of the speakers will have beginning poll session questions. Some of them might have mid-session questions. Some may have their own exit poll questions, and that's something that I'll be reviewing with the techie. All of the poll questions, if they have beginning or mid-session questions, those have been set up already in advance. So hopefully, the techie won't have to create any of that at the last minute. But if we know about them needing beginning or mid-session or ending poll questions besides the exit poll, we're going to set that up for them. So that is good to go. Any questions about that? Okay. All right, I guess it's 11:17. I mean, 1:17 here. I said I was going to try to only keep you 15 minutes. I guess what I would ask is, do you guys have any questions for me or Tara? Is there anything else? Tara and Knuckles are going to be helping us with the techie part of a lot of these sessions. And then some of you I know are doing some hosting and some of the techie parts of the conference too. So thank you for being willing and being able to do multiple roles. But do you guys have questions? Ian, did you?
I will get you that thing for Keely another day.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Had a little trouble getting in touch with her. So yeah, not her, but
Okay.
you know, I've got.
Okay.
So I'll get it to you today.
Okay. Any other
You
questions?
also look beautiful on this Monday. I'm not used to seeing you on a Monday, so.
I can always expect you to make my day. Anything you guys, do you guys have any suggestions for all of us?
What
Experiences.
if we have people at the end of sessions that are still wanting to like talk and have questions answered, would it be something that like we could just have like a running Google Doc and just put the questions in for people to answer after if they're done? I just don't like if we've got people that are trying to like get out at a certain time. I just don't want someone's questions like normally they can like wait and talk after, but I just didn't know. I don't want someone's questions to like not be answered or feel like they can't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that sometimes when we do like the webinars and stuff, it's really great because it's like, hey, if you have any questions, like just email me. But if there's a place where we can just have them all at the end of conference, I think it might be kind of helpful to have.
Okay.
Maybe,
Go
I was
ahead.
going to suggest maybe checking with the speaker if they have like a hard deadline, if they have to leave.
Okay.
If not, it can be like, okay, this is the end of the session. If you still have questions, the speaker is willing to stay on a little bit longer. If they're not, then we can have that running doc that we can, the speaker has to get out or has to leave now, but we'll get these questions answered for you and get them back to you. I think that's a good idea.
One thing that I didn't cover and is pretty important for you to know is as soon as you get on that call at a quarter till, as soon as the speaker gets on, I mean, it is your job to kind of just quickly see if the speaker has questions to tell them, that at about 10 till the techie is starting to pull up we will play music. He'll have the slide up. He or she will have the slide ready to go to welcome everybody, and see if I haven't ironed it out already with the speaker about how they want the presentation to go. You might want to ask them other questions. Is there anything that you need from us? I'm going to try to be specific in each of those folders where it says notes from the speaker to have that for the host and the techie to see. But for the most part, we've told most of the speakers, unless you want to handle every question as it comes to you, then the host will do that. However, we've been kind of saying, let's hold the questions till the end of the session, just so the speaker can get through their entire presentation.
And on that, you could also include, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat, but we'll address it at the end. And so then it would be y'all's responsibility to make sure that you have all the questions that were put in the chat prior, make sure that we get back to them. Because, people start putting a lot of stuff, you might have to go back further up and just say, we had 3 questions in the chat, we'll address those. And then if anybody else has it.
Okay, let's see. I see there's some questions in the chat. So, is recording of this session going to be shared so we can review it again closer to conference? Good question, Lisa. Yes, I am recording, so we can do that. Any other questions, suggestions? We are open. This is our first virtual conference, so anything goes, right? Nobody is an expert. We're all learning how to be an expert together, maybe. And if there's anything that you guys think of between now and next week, I will, of course, be sending you let's see, both those lists that we reviewed, the Google link to all of those folders so you can access the presentations to see everything. Of course, you will access the Zoom link for the call that you're hosting through the virtual conference platform, okay? So if you go into the virtual conference platform now and go to one of the sessions for the speakers, you will see a join live session button that you actually click on for that particular session description, and that sends you straight to Zoom. Tara, what are we forgetting?
I think that's really it.
It's probably not much different than you guys have been doing in your own Zoom sessions.
Yeah, just being the MC, and that's, if you don't know what to do, just communicate. And I always find it best if we're unsure, like if the techie's having problems getting something up, like, oh, just bear with us, just like keep the communication going, and it keeps everybody, know what's going on. So yeah, pretty straightforward, but extremely helpful.
All right, anything else? Don, do you have anything else?
Nope, I think everything's set until about 2 minutes after a session starts, and then the wheels fall off. But other than that,
Nope, not gonna happen. We're gonna be prepared, right? We're gonna be prepared.
nobody will notice. It'll be great. It'll be great.
We're gonna plan for the best.
Oh, sure.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. If I have overscheduled you, please let me know. I appreciate the availability and y'all being flexible to, if you can host or be a techie and being able to do multiple sessions. If there is another session that you would rather host or be please let me know. This is very fluid right now because I've still got a few slots to fill in, but yeah, please let me know. I tried to stick with whatever you guys gave me in the email, and I appreciate the communication.
Hey, Jen, when will you, so if there's schedule changes, you'll let us know, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have push notifications through the conference platform, and everybody is going to be added probably to receive those. Is that how it works, Tara? Do they opt in? Do they have to opt in for those push notifications? They automatically?
So when they set up the app on their phone, if they were to do it that way, the app, they'll just have to turn on the push notifications. If they don't, even then you'll still, whenever you log on, you'll see a little notifications tab saying that there was one sent. So you can just check that there. So even if you don't have it specifically pushed out, you'll still be able to find it.
Yeah, and if I'm able to get that information out in an email too, I will definitely do that, Chris. So thank you for reminding me about that.
Jen, do we have everybody's phone number? Because it's so much more efficient to do this by text. if we need to get in touch with somebody quickly, rather than by email.
Don't have everyone's phone number. If you want to do that, that is a good idea. You can, so push notifications, Tara, so you have to be within the virtual conference platform in order to see those, right? It doesn't go to.
So for the app, so like on your actual phone, if there's a push notification sent, then it'll pop up on your phone just like any other app would. If, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
Target has a new deal or something, they send push notifications. If you don't have that app though, and you have the online site, there's no push notifications on the internet. It's a little different, but as soon as you're in the virtual platform, on the top right corner, there's a notifications part. And if you have a new one, it will show a red button or a red number. So you can see what new notifications we sent out.
Okay. Are all of you guys going to be joining the sessions via laptop or? Yeah. All right. I'm willing to get everybody's cell phone numbers. If y'all want to email me yours, I can set up a
Why don't we
group.
just put it in chat right now, Jen?
Okay. Well, okay. You can put it in chat if you would like to. I will make sure you all have my number. How about that? Okay. Great. Okay, any questions? No? Okay.
Jennifer, you sent your number just to me, not the whole group.
Oh, sorry, thank you. This is why you need. That's me. Okay. Well, I think that's it. Y'all let me know if there's any questions, problems, concerns. Thank you for making time for us today. All right, that's all I got. Bye. Thank you. Tara, I'm going to stay on.
Yep.
If you can. Okay.
Yep.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, we had Patty, Bridget, Chris, Lisa, MJ, Tara, Ian.
Mhm.
So that was everybody. So we didn't have Matt, Renee, Lauren, Brian Moore, or Hattie, which technically Hattie may not know that she's the host for the fundraising session that Kateville is doing. So I'll tell her that. I think I mentioned to her a long time ago, but I don't know if I included her in the email last week.
And just talking a little bit more about the push notifications.